setting out for one more of these. And what's the gas going for these days? Still better than it was last year at this time. Now that that's taken care of, it's time to head out on the highway. The first of which is this one. They will be using a route that I haven't used since December of 1996. But fear not, we'll be off the beaten path eventually, as is the policy of my day Odysseys. And now passing the Newmarket area, I've got a subscriber that lives out that way, and I will appreciate the shout out. So if you're watching, here's your shout out. You know who you are. In the distance, mountains. I'm almost back in my element. I'm a mountain man at heart. Now passing through Frederick. We'll soon pick up US 340 a couple of miles up the road. That's one of the original routes before the coming of the freeways. We'll even cross state lines a couple of times. Up ahead there where you pick up US 340. It's a westbound route in Maryland, but in Virginia and West Virginia it's a southbound route. And this is US 340 with the Catoctin Mountain barely visible in the distance. The original two-lane road ran to the right about half a mile. Parallels this one. We'll see part of that road in a bit. This road was built in 1967 to replace the two-lane section. US 15 also follows this route, as far as the next exit anyway. Then it bears south for Leesburg, and now crossing Catoctin. And someplace up here, we should be able to see South Mountain in the distance. Yeah, there we go. But up here we'll exit. I think a part of original US 340, now numbered 180. Now we're off the beaten path for sure, taking the original route. And here is the original route. Back in the 90s, there'd be hunters parked on the left over there in their hunter garb, ready to do some serious deer hunting, as I used to do. Now passing through Petersville, Maryland. Just a few houses. That's all Petersville is. But up here, one of those inane traffic circles. I love going in circles. and one of our usual stops next to it. Alright, had our stop via time lapse back on the road. And entering Knoxville. Yes, there is one of these, even here in Maryland. And this is downtown Knoxville, obviously. And apparently some urban renewal going on. I've spruced the town up. And now we're departing it already. To the left, CSX, formerly Chessie, formerly B&O. But up ahead, we're back on 4-lane 340 again. But it'll become 2 lanes eventually. In fact, we have a 2-lane crossing here of the Potomac River. Also crossing here with the old 340 down below here, and the town of Sandy Hook. And again, CSX is beneath us as well. To the right, some places the ferry. Virginia. The shoreline is the state line. And a few feet up, we'll enter West Virginia. Then eventually back in Virginia again to stay. Up here we enter West Virginia. Jefferson County to be exact. Wild and wonderful. I assume it still is. Our crossing of the Shenandoah. They replaced the bridge in the 90s, but I have video of the original bridge before they built this one. Again. There is a 2-lane road to this, but around here it's in broken pieces and tough to follow. But beyond Charlestown, we'll follow it. But up here, part of the old road that I can follow rather easily. We'll also get to cross over the CSX Shenandoah line. Entering Halltown, and there's the Shenandoah line there. In front of us, the Halltown Paper Works, one of the few still left. There was also one of those in Whitehall, Maryland, but it shut down. And it was served by the Central, Northern Central, that is. But this one's still going, apparently. And so's the rail line. Nice day for a walk along the highway. Got some cool mountain folks back there. And now back on the contemporary 340. We'll be on 340 for the next maybe hour and a half, if not longer. We'll cross back into Virginia and head southwest. It's now a little bit after 1 o'clock. We departed about 11:15. And we've come 80 miles. Those are your stats so far. Now entering Charlestown, West Virginia. established 1786. It's been here for a while. Got some history here too. In fact, to our right, I believe someplace is the courthouse where John Brown was tried and hung. I love saying that every time I come through here. Of course, we all know John Brown, the Civil War abolitionist. Well, he had some fun here. He met his match here. And now departing Charlestown on the original 340. And up here we enter Ripon, West Virginia. Zip code 25441. For those who keep up with stuff like that. Just a small place that goes to bed early. And up here to the right, my pappy's place. That's been there as long as I've been passing here. 25, 30 years. But up ahead, we cross back into Virginia. For good this time. I pick up 4 lanes. Part of the old route there. As you pass Gaylord, Virginia, and cross over a Norfolk Southern line beneath this bridge. Here in Virginia, they get 4 lanes artificially. These 2 lanes are the original 2-lane highway. The northbound lanes over there, added on in the 80s. So that way, instead of building a whole new road, they only have to build half a new road. That'd come out right. And now coming into Berryville, Virginia. Another quaint hamlet. And back onto the open road. But what you're seeing here is a ride like the ones I used to take 20 and 30 years back. Before many of you were born, probably. In other words, no particular place to go. Like that Chuck Berry song from the 60s. Over to the left, Norfolk Southern again. But that's us. No particular place to go. Yeah, that's my song. Now we're coming into Boyce, Virginia. Another quaint hamlet. Sounds like a Shakespeare play. Hamlet. A little pig, whatever. Now here we are downtown. Alright, that's it for Boyce. Up here is US 50, which we're not going to use, but we'll see it one more time before the day's out. Turn left to take Ocean City. Be about a 6-hour drive though from here. Somewhere over there. Now passing through White Post. Up here we bear left to keep on the original 340. And over there we have Jurassic Park. Good old Jurassic Park. I know, but you thought it didn't exist. At this point, US 522 also follows this route. And up here the interchange with I-66. If you go east to the left, that goes to Washington. Oh, there's some proof there. I wouldn't lie to you. And up here we again cross the Shenandoah and enter Front Royal, established 1788. For all you statisticians out there. And up there, 522 bears left to continue south, or staying south on this route, the original US 340. And up here is downtown, Front Royal. At one time over there was a graffiti diner. A diner with graffiti all over it. And oddly enough, did some business despite the graffiti. I never ate there, but it did okay for a while. Want to see it? It's almost 2 p.m. and we've come 116 miles. I guess that's doing all right. Getting warm out there too. The temps are now in the 50s here in Virginia. It's climbing. And we dressed for a cold day. Oh, joke's on us. Up here is the entrance to Skyline Drive. But it costs $15, so I'm not going that way. I'll be cheap today. Been there too. Many moons ago. And up to the left is Skyline Caverns. Yeah, I was there a ways back. The caves are always open. They're the same inside all year round. As I said, my last halfway decent ride on this road was 1996. We tried coming this way in 2001, but left too late and got stuck in the dark. But today's the first day of daylight savings time, so our daylight should last for a bit. And apparently the roads are being straightened out. I'll leave it the way it is. And up here, Norfolk Southern, over the bridge. That's the same line that comes out of Shenandoah Junction. Believe it or not. All the office car specials use that line. Now passing through Bentonville. Another little pig. Hamlet. That's a high trestle. Again, Norfolk Southern. Over there, more Norfolk Southern. Some impressive trestles through here. Now, this part of the road appears to have been recently rebuilt. Or some parts of it seem that way. Now we enter Luray, Virginia. I now stopped by Luray Caverns. We're not going in though, because I'm pressed for time. But I thought you'd like to see the outside. There's an antique car museum there too. And we're surrounded by some cool mountains. Despite the snow you see there, it's getting hot out here. Don't need suntan oil quite yet, but we're getting there. And back on course. Back on US 340 southbound. I'm coming into downtown Luray. Looks like a former train station there. And it does sit by the Norfolk Southern track. So I'm not really sure if it was or not. Again, passing beneath Norfolk Southern. A lot of that going around down here. And again, back in the spaces. Sort of. But the spaces are rapidly being filled. Even clear out here. Despite the cool scenery. Got some nice scenery through here. And over there, a mountain looking like the Prudential Rock or something. Right there. Whatever their logo is. Again up there, our Prudential Rock. As we enter Stanley, Virginia. Again up here, Norfolk Southern. I guess this is their territory. No CSX allowed. Fine by me. Again, we're in the mountain valley. But the gas price here is a bit better than around our way. For now. It's supposed to come down again in a few months. And back on the open road. Now passing through Newport. Our next hotspot will be Shenandoah. Here it is. Shenandoah, Virginia. Not a good place for a pit stop. In fact, I'll stop the same place I stopped back in December of '96. At that McDonald's, which is incorporated inside an Exxon. Or is it the other way around? As long as they serve us good food, who cares? Want a space with my name on it. Okay, did our thing here. So it's now time to continue on. When we did this back in December of '96, we had some Christmas music come on the radio. Kinda like this.
Now departing Shenandoah.
Now it's March, so I guess the music's out of season. We'll still got snow though, just as back in 1996. Funny having snow during daylight savings time. Just past something called Frog Pond Road. But I couldn't take it though. I'll stay on this one. But again, cool scenery. Well, sort of. And now passing through Elkton, Virginia. Maryland has one, and I guess Virginia does too. Just past US 33, about a ways back. And now on to other things. And there to the right, got Norfolk Southern again. And a cool mountain. If I stopped to wait for a run by, wonder how long it would be. Out in these parts. Got a branch line crossing here. But where it goes, I can't say. And now stuck behind this truck. Yeah, pickup speed, good. Got some red block signals. So I guess nothing's coming out of the north. Nothing from behind us. Nothing going southbound, but could be something northbound. After the truck's turning. Thank you. place called grottos. Maybe because there are grottos here. Another little pig along that route. Well, hamlet, whatever. Same thing. Gotta watch out though. Oops, I'm being passed by some dumb blonde. Well, dumb dirty blonde anyway. Behind me, she was going over the center line. And probably will again. There she goes over the line with oncoming traffic. There go the perils of Bullfrog to bring you Odyssey videos. And already she's out of sight. I've heard of fast women, but that's ridiculous. At one time there were some payphones along this road before cell phones became popular. Don't see any now. Maybe the cell phone killed the payphone. Just like video killed the rock star back in the 80s. Or killed the radio star, whatever the song's called. There was even a song about a payphone playing on the system when we passed one back in 1996. Perfect timing. It's now 4:11 p.m. as we enter Waynesboro, Virginia. Been on the road almost, 5 hours? And a calm almost 200 miles. And it's up here we leave US 240 in favor of US 250 eastbound. And we'll pass over that there mountain. You know that when the road picks up a climbing lane, you're about to ascend. Oops, the climbing lane just ended. But it'll pick up again. In fact, there it is. About to ascend. We'll pass through one of those places and pass around the other place. And again, Norfolk Southern. Actually, that could be a CSX line because it says C&O on the bridge. And you all know that there is no C&O. Up here is I-64. But you're not going to be using. But cool to know that I've driven that far south. And some stuff along the way. And up there, the Blue Ridge Parkway. Top of the mountain. It's all downhill from here. As I said back in 1986, on the way up it's an engine scorcher. On the way down it's a brake burner. Yes, I said that back in 86. Now at the bottom of the grade, I see my brakes are no longer burning. Then again, had them fixed last month, and good thing. Now I can take mountain roads. And again, that CSX line, formerly C&O, Jesse, whatever. Pit stop spots, but don't need it right now. A lot of melting snow out there because the temperature is almost into the 60s, if not into the 60s. Very warm in Virginia today. And this is our best day over this route so far. Our past couple of times have been very cold and foggy over this route. Our best trip over this route so far. Now entering Charlottesville. Here's Route 29. To the north it goes to Ellicott City, Maryland. To the south it goes to Pensacola, Florida. That's a long road. And downtown Charlottesville with shops and things. Very Georgetown-like. Industry too. And again, CSX. And up there a fake trolley. I hate those things. And out by the Charlottesville Amtrak station, and one's arriving. This is a big college town, and I guess students use this station. And there's just about the whole train. Taking a while to board. What a hefty crowd. Interesting junction over there, though, where Norfolk Southern crosses CSX. And again the junction with the train right behind me. And about to depart. And there it goes. there you have it. Didn't get CSX or Norfolk Southern, but I got Amtrak. US 250, there we go. And a fake trolley again that I can't stand. My first time in downtown Charlottesville, and I catch a train. Back in '96, we bypassed the town. Okay, US 250 eastbound. That's our route. I'm now back on my route of December of '96. I recall these curves. But that was a foggy day back then. But it is warming up out there. Somebody back at the station said it's 67 degrees. If we left Baltimore, it was still in the 40s. When we passed this way back in '96, it was getting dark right about now. But we still got plenty more daylight left. Like in Interstate 64. It crisscrosses us several times. Our next locality of consequence will be Richmond. Another 65 miles. But back in '96, I panned to the right as the sun was setting, and I got a radioactive sunset. Or looked radioactive anyway. Kinda, sorta. Now it's almost 5:40 p.m. We've come 240 miles. With some more ways yet to go. But this ride is typical of our classic day Odysseys. No particular place to go. Just the way I like it. An empty road. Almost empty anyway. I guess I can thank I-64 for this road being almost empty. All the traffic's on 64, leaving this for me. Other diehards as well. We're all diehards on this road. So this is rush hour way out here. Oops, today's Sunday. But still, don't you love these long, empty, monotonous roads? I do. My street has more traffic than this, and I live on a side street, but almost at dead ends. Yeah, my street sees more traffic than this street does. And now passing through Oilville, Virginia. Still heading for Richmond. We've got some more traffic here. How about that? And Dolly would like you to know the zip code for Oilville is 23129. Remember that. You'll be quizzed at the end of the video. Now in a semi-populated place known as Centerville. Some services and things in this area. And again, I-64 manifesting itself. This road plays tag with it. Well, the road was empty. We've come to some population for sure now. I guess good things don't last forever. But still, my first time seeing this route during daylight hours. So this is what this place looks like. I wonder if this population will last the rest of the way to Richmond. That red car up there is being driven by some girl talking on the cell phone, bouncing back and forth between lanes. Red devil right there. That proves that the devil is a woman. But I sure miss that lonely road I was just on a little while ago. I'll tell you what. As it turns out, all this population does last until Richmond. Because now we're there. There goes a smooth operator for you. A little too smooth for my liking. Our northbound route will be US 301. There you go, FYI for you there. After we finished passing through the capital of Virginia. My first time in this part of downtown Richmond. I'm seeing all this for the first time myself. Our northbound route. And so far, our mileage is 294 miles. We'll see how far back it is from Richmond. We'll clock it back from here. I-64 again, along with 95. A familiar number. Right about now, I don't care for either road. There is a train station in this town, but I'm not sure if trains still stop there. If you happen to know, leave me a comment and tell me. But once upon a time, before the coming of I-95, this was your north-south route, along with US 1. My first few trips to Florida were done on this road, and this light better move out of my way. Gee, thanks. I gotta wait for the light, thanks to you. So one dummy in Richmond. So lots of memories on this road from me. Route 1 shares part of this road, but north of Richmond both routes separate. One goes one way, 301 goes another way. Makes sense. Now we've departed Richmond, and apparently Route 1 already went off its own way. Yep, a lot of childhood memories for me on this road. on 301 before the coming of I-95, which is right there. We'll take the scenic route. That way I can show you Frog Level. Yes, Virginia. There's a Frog Level, Virginia. And one last chance to get to 95 if you missed the first chance. Right there. How nice of them to give you one more chance if you missed your exit. In Maryland, they don't do that. You miss your exit, you're stuck. Again, I-64. That's the last time we're going to see it. It's a 2-lane road here, just as I recall in my kid days. Got a wayside here I think I'll check out. I'm gonna stretch my back. That's why I gotta stop. Plus here they got facilities. Alright, all done. Back to the road. A road I've been traveling for 55 years. And it's all mine. Here I come. Gangway. Well, almost all mine. In fact, a lady that a certain YouTuber I know knows made a video up this road. I gave him to post on his channel, but she left out Frog Level. The nerve of her. And now night is gradually falling, but back in December of '96, it already fell a long time ago. Up there it's that signal. Should be Route 20, which if you take west to the left, will take you to King's Dominion. A place I used to hang out myself a couple of times. Oh, we aren't there yet, okay, but we're getting there. Old road over there. I never took that road though, I'm not that old. Don't recall that far back. Excellent. You can use that road to go to King's Dominion as well. And the sign says Baltimore 128. There you go. We've come 17 and a half from Richmond so far. The vehicle, they're coming out of the old road, but appears to turn for King's Dominion. It's Route 30, not Route 20, as I thought originally. But turning left takes you to King's Dominion. Anyway, up here is Frog Level. What if the sign still says that over here? It still does, but it's hard to read in the dark. This is from Frog Level, Virginia. Another sign over there too that said it, but I couldn't get it. Good old Frog Level. Got somewhat of a sunset still. And how can somebody pass through back there and make a video on this road and leave out Frog Level? That's being mean. But again, another lonely road. And now, after being in the middle of nowhere for a while, arriving in the town of Bowling Green. Yes, indeed. Been passing through here for a long time. Up here, bearing right to continue on the route. All right, we're gone. Now 7:55 and 108 miles back to Baltimore from this point. Got some history up here. We're now passing the site of the Garrett Farm. You all recall, that's where they caught John Wilkes Booth, who was hiding in a barn on the property. They burned the barn down to get him out. It worked. But then they shot him and killed him. Or something like that. History even here. In the dark. We've now come 240 miles. This is our first highway number, 340. That's our total mileage so far at this point. Now coming towards Royal, Virginia. There's the horns there. I recall those from my kid days too. I've stopped in a couple of those, along with a place called Stuckey's. Whenever you go south, you always see those. Or in this case, when you're going back north. And again, back into the spaces. Then they were apparently coming to something. More facilities. I'll give the car a slight drink, I guess. Yeah, I see it there. Someone thinks I didn't see it. Almost had me going to the CVS. I want to go to the Sheets. But the price isn't too terribly bad. And back on the road. Another 90 miles. Now we're home free. Up around the next couple of bends, we'll come to the Harry W. Nice Bridge over at the Potomac. I guess he was a nice guy, so they named the bridge after him. If there's another reason, I don't know. He was a nice guy and got a bridge. I guess I'm not going to get a bridge named after me anytime soon. The Bullfrog Bridge. Hop over it. And up here is our nice bridge. Across the way there is the Pepco power plant that I took a train to I posted the ride on YouTube. Someone didn't watch it. Actually, now we're back in Maryland because the shoreline is the state line. We're officially back in our home state, but we still have miles before we sleep or do whatever. Again, the power plant. I got to go inside there. It's really freaky. Yes, indeed. I took a train there in '86. About the seatbelt law, which we all know by now. The toll booth, but I'm gonna run it. I told you I'm gonna run it. Just past the turn for Port Tobacco. But as controversial as that name is, they should call it Port Cancer. More to the point. I'm not coming into La Plata. But the gas is getting more expensive as I go north. Can't let that happen. That's not permissible. The temperature has dropped a bit out there after peaking around 65 degrees. We're almost back down to the 40s again, but still not too bad. And now coming into Waldorf. Back in the 60s, when they still had gambling here in Maryland, before they began allowing it again a few years ago, there were places that had slot machines back in the early 60s. A lot of services and things along here. But I doubt they brought back gambling. And of course, staying on 301. For the big city. So how far is it now? 49 miles. We're about the distance from my place to East Aiken on the CSX line. That's about 45 miles, give or take. Here's the crossing of the Pope's Creek line, which I rode to the power plant to get my video. Right here. So watch the video. You don't know what you're missing. A cool ride to a power plant, that's what. Passing through Bowie, believe it or not. I thought we were in Upper Marlboro. I guess Bowie's a big place. Now at the point where 301 bears off with Route 50 and goes towards the Bay Bridge. We'll stay straight on this road, which put us onto Maryland Route 3, northbound. The beeline for Baltimore. Back in the 80s, we rode our bikes down here from Crofton. That took some side road someplace. Maybe that way. I can't remember. I gotta get over again. You have to keep changing lanes on this road. But there goes 301 along with 50 for the Eastern Shore. Now that we're on Route 3, hopefully there won't be as many traffic lights until I get to I-97. It's now 9:34 p.m. and we've come 412 miles so far. That's 412. Now passing through Crofton. Up here is I-97 for Annapolis, but of course we're staying northbound to Baltimore, to the big city. Well, sort of big. And to our right, some places, Glen Burnie. Somewhere there. A few jokes I've been told about the place. Hey, Bullfrog, you just got back from Disney World. What you gonna do now? I'm going to Glen Burnie. Enter a contest to win a trip to some exotic place, and that place will be Glen Burnie. Yeah, why not? And way in the distance, home. On the Harbor Tunnel Thruway and passing through a place called Brooklyn. Close enough. And up here the toll booth. But I doubt I'll be able to run this one. What are they charging these days? $4, okay. When I first got my driver's license and coming through here back in 71, the fee was just, I think, 35 cents, something like that. Then they made it 50 cents. We all thought that was a ripoff. Got some cool city lights up there. And up here, the tunnel. I'm used to cave exploring, so this will be a piece of cake for me. I hope. They used to have yellow lights in the tunnel, lining the ceiling. Now it's all white light, or daylight bulbs, daylight tubes, I should say. Wow, who turned the sun on? Who turned on the sun? These lights are still on day side. See, the lighting graduates as you go along. Nobody flipped the switch from day to night. Unless passing is not allowed in the tunnels, but the vehicle in the left lane was behind me and passed me over the double line. These days, you take your life in your hands when you get on the road. Why do you think I prefer trains? Now we're out. Now northbound on Berryville Road, because it could be a shortcut to the hood. I checked out the price of those express lanes on 95. They were $1.40. Now it's down to 70 cents. I guess they aren't taking off that well, so the state dropped the price. Make it free and you got it. But it turns out this route wasn't that much shorter. Hit a lot of traffic lights. Anyway, almost back to the hood. But here we be. 448 miles later. I went 58 from Richmond as we re-enter the hood. So there you have it. Today's The Odyssey. Hope you enjoyed. About 11:15 now. Been on the road about 11 and a half hours. But it was worth it. Took a road I haven't taken in a while. As I keep saying, no particular place to go. I even got a train. Alright, now to go edit this thing. Catch you on the next one.